Hello everybody, it's that time of year and everybody is doing a 10 before the end video, and I am nothing if not a sheep of the flock. I wanted to come on and give my 2 cents of the books that I'm hoping to get read before 2025. That is really scary to say. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So I'm going to start off with the 3 books I have planned as buddy reads. The first one, which is the one we're starting at the time I'm filming this on Sunday, which I think is Sunday the 10th of November, and we're going to do the others basically every 2 weeks, so hopefully I can keep track. We shall see. But that is The Atlas Stake by Livy Blake. This has been on my shelves now since probably not since it first came out, because I definitely had a little bit of pushback. I wasn't too sure if I wanted to check it out, so it was a while before I picked this up and added this to my collection. And I think I actually started it with the sequel, I think The Atlas Paradox, but I'm pretty sure it's a completed trilogy now, so it would be nice to get another one of the completed in terms of written books series off my shelf and get them read, because a lot of the time that's what I'm waiting for to read books. I do enjoy reading series back to back. I don't know, it reminds me of the days when I used to read the Percy Jackson books back to back and the Death Note books. So yeah, I need to do that and actually keep on with the series, because then I get that fear of completing a book. I don't want to leave the characters. If I've built up this time with them, this love of the characters, I don't want it to end. But anyway, I digress. This is the Atlas 6, as I say, and this is the first book in, what is it actually called? The Atlas 6 series? Anyway, it is a dark academia novel. We're following 6 extraordinary magicians, 5 chances to win, and 1 secret society. So once a decade, the world's best magicians are invited to join the elite Alexandrian society. Its members enjoy a lifetime of power and access to ancient secrets, but every decade only 5 places are offered out. After recruitment by the mysterious Atlas Blakely, the students must agree to complete a year of rigorous study. It sounds like our 5 main characters, who are candidates into the college, the school, the society, aren't the best of friends. It seems like they're rivals and they must survive their trials, which sounds a little bit more than academic rivalry. It sounds like it could be life or death. Makes me think there's a lot of high stakes in this, not just for academic knowledge but for lives as well. So I'm really hoping to love this. It is a little bit of a chunky book. Actually, it's not too bad. No, it is a chunky book. My edition's got 520 pages, so yes, I don't know if I'm going to read this in 2 weeks. I'm not going to lie, this is probably going to be a bit of a task to get through, but I will give it a valiant effort. The second book that we're reading for our buddy read is The Book of Night by Holly Black. So our main character has this ability where she can unpick any lock that she sets her heart on, and so she's kind of come in handy as the lock picker of these beings called, I forget the name, glow mists, who are magicians who manipulate shadows to peer into locked rooms and just get onto missions and shenanigans for them. So she's trying to escape this past. However, it seems like she's thrust back into this life in order to help out her sister. It sounds like her sister's at stake with all of this, from her boyfriend, who sounds like he could possibly be a vampire, who is hiding secrets from her, and so on and so forth. The sister also really wants magic, so I think she's roped in our main character to sort of help her. Sounds like she's got in a bit of a spot of trouble, so with her connections from her previous life of crime, it looks like that's where our story jumps in. Our third buddy read that we're hoping to get to before the end of the year is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. This is an enchanting tale of a professor who journeys to a small town in the far north to study fairy folklore and discovers dark fae magic, friendship and love in this heartwarming fantasy. I just read the little fairy loot card I had tucked away in this book. This is a gorgeous edition. Well, that's a little bit bright for the light cover, but yeah, this is stunning. The Book of Night one was also a fairy loot edition. Yes, I do believe so. That's just got black sprayed edges though. So on to the books that are no longer buddy reads. I must preface this kind of late in the day to say that this is literally just my physical 10 before the end, because I obviously do read like a lot of audiobooks through my library app. I read digital books, ebooks, you know, so that's kind of a little bit more here and there. As Deborah said, she's recently started posting on her Instagram stories, which I'm really happy, and much the same, honestly. That's kind of like very mood reader based, you know, depends on the vibe, what kind of audiobook I want to listen to at that time, what I'm doing at that time, and the same for the digital books as well. So specifically this is for my physical books, and also tapping down on my unread shelves. But of course, because I like to go all around the hills and not in a straight line, we are digressing from unread shelves, and we are focusing on 3 library books that I'd like to get read before the end of the year. So the first one here, I'm just going to breeze through these because I've definitely spoken about these like briefly or in depth in various videos within the last month or two. So if you do want a little bit more insight into those, definitely check out previous videos where I've like hauled them, or I've tried to put them in a reading list and they've not yet got read, that sort of thing. So just to show these up real quick, I've got Tread of Angels by Rebecca Rowanhorse. This will most likely be my first book by this author. I haven't read Black Sun, so this seemed like a nice smaller kind of sample to get my toe into the door with her fantasy. This is following a world where we have descendants of angels and descendants of like demons, and it sounds really interesting. We're following, I think it's going to be double POV, like dual POV, with sisters, so that'll be interesting because I think one is descended from the angels and one's descended from the demons. I might be making that part up, but we shall have to see. I've also got, I know this is late in the day reading this one because fall has gone, pumpkin season is gone, but I do still have the Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore on my list to read. I've actually since seen the 3, this one, the Cinema Bun something store cafe, and the Christmas tree one in WH Smith on a deal at the minute. But I hear so many people say these are cozy and cute, but like they wouldn't, if they didn't buy it, they wouldn't go out of their way to buy it. So I've got it from library. I'm just going to try and read and enjoy. We shall see. So here many people say they enjoy this for the vibes, but out of the 2 so far, because I haven't heard anyone talk about the 3rd book yet, it wasn't the best. And then I have Read, Scream, Repeat by Jennifer Killick, which is, it's edited by her. It's a collection of 13 scary stories. This one was actually a pre-order that arrived around September time, and I've still not picked it up yet, but it'll be a quick read. It'll be a nice like in between satire kind of chill book, and this is Bedtime Stories for Privileged Children by Daniel Fox, and it is what it says on the tin. Daniel Fox has this whole like sketch where he is this really posh mother reading to his wealthy privileged children, and he's finally come out with a book. Sounds like a lot of fun. It's going to make me chuckle. It's going to be a light-hearted quick read for in between the heavier reads perhaps. So this one I'm actually on the book tour for, and I did an unboxing of it as well. I'm on a book tour for it I think on the 15th of this month, so definitely keep an eye out on Instagram because that is where I'll be posting my thoughts or my full review, as well as Goodreads and Storygraph if I finished it by that point. This is Sleeping Worlds Have No Memory by Arsakov. This is an advanced review copy, so the final edition may look a little bit different than this. It comes out on the 12th of November, so the book tour is kind of like the week surrounding that. And I will give you the synopsis for this. I, again, have spoken about it a little bit here and there already in book hauls. I was going to say in book clubs, but that makes no sense. Anyway, a man exiled for his conscience, 2 kingdoms locked in a cold war. Refusing the Queen's order to gas a crowd of protesters, Minister Shay Ashcroft is banished to the border to oversee construction of the biggest anti-airship tower in history. However, the use of technology brought by refugees makes the tower volatile and dangerous, leaving Shay no choice but to fight the local hierarchy to ensure the construction succeeds and to reclaim his own life. He must survive an assassination attempt, confront his inner demons, and encounter an ancient legend and a portal to the dead world, all the while staying true to his own principles and sanity. Fighting memories and hallucinations, Shay starts to question everything. I think it's going to be like really dark, and I'm looking forward to that. The last 2 books on this 10 before the end, I have a historical fiction here. This is Healed by Nicola Griffith. Again, I've spoken about this in a lot more detail in a couple of hauls back. I have Many Wood that was kindly sent to me by the publishers, so I'm anticipating maybe a book tour around that time. So I really do need to get this read so I can have something worthwhile to say about the sequel. But yeah, this is following Hild, who has kind of like the power of prophecy in a time where witchcraft is seen as, you know, diabolical and unnatural. However, her uncle, who is the king of Northumbria, uses her powers to his needs, really. Sounds like it could be a coming of age, you know, coming into your power, that political manipulation. It sounds like it could be really enjoyable. So, and it's based on like true events of real people that had lived in the time of 7th century England. Okay, and then lastly, a new release I have on this list is Lucy Undying by Kirsten White. This will be my first Kirsten White book. What else has she written? Loads of books. Damn, okay, I didn't realise that she had quite the backlist. I recognise her from the Slayer series, the Guinevere Deception or Camelot Rising trilogy, then the Anna Darken trilogy, which, thinking about it, I didn't click that was the same author as the Guinevere Deception. But there's loads. There's so many books. Like, that's impressive. Anyway, this is her take on the Dracula story following Lucy. Wisteria, I think is her surname. And it's kind of like her origin stories, her power, that almost femme fatale vibe and that reimagining of her as a character. So I'm really looking forward to this dark, gothic, sexy vampire story. But I think it's going to be like feminist in tone and just super airy and atmospheric. So yes, let me pile up the books in my hand and I will show you the books in total. So it doesn't look very pretty holding it all like this. I am definitely going to drop it shortly. But these are the 10 before the end. Let me know if you've already read any of these books on this list. If you have your own list and you'd want to tell me about it, please do. Love to know. If you see any books that you might like to buddy read with me before the end of the year, again, let me know. I would love to. But for now, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall catch you in another one soon. Bye.